How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. You just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about Roblox. It's been a while since I spoke about it, but I do see an opportunity here. They do have earnings that's coming out on May the 10th, which is going to be on Monday, and is expected to come after hours as well. So let's talk about it. So before we get started, like I do on this channel, let's do the agenda, and like in all my videos, you can find timestamps down below in the description as well. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is the number one thing that investors must know, especially if you are thinking about getting a position into Roblox. There's going to be some numbers you're going to want to look out for in regards to earnings. The next thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We want to see where all those support areas are, and as well as resistance, and also if it does decide to pull back or dip, where we could take advantage of some opportunities. On top of that, we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership. We want to see, are institutions buying shares? Are they bullish? Do they actually see a return on their investment by investing in Roblox? We're going to cover that. And we're also going to take a look at the short interest information. We want to see, is there any short squeeze potential? What is the overall market sentiment in regards to Roblox? And then when all that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. You guys already know I got to make sure I give you a lot of values in the videos that I create. So let's get into it. So we're going to be going over this recent article for Roblox, and part of the reasons why I want to share it with you guys, anyone who's interested in investing, I feel like this is something that you must know. I'll also touch on this in my final thoughts as well. Roblox earnings preview. The one number investors must know. Roblox, a gaming platform geared toward preteens, made its initial public offering roughly 2 months ago. It will be reporting its quarterly financial statements for the first time as a public company on Monday, May 10th. The company's IPO happened to come at an opportune time on the tail end of a year of robust growth for Roblox, as kids were home from school and looking for something to occupy their time. The trend is reversing. Schools in the US have for several months now been returning more of their students to on-premise learning. That potentially presents a headwind for Roblox because it relies on engagement from its millions of preteen players to generate revenue. That's why hours engaged will be one metric you'll want to make note of when Roblox reports earnings. Can Roblox keep players engaged? The company defines hours engaged as time spent by users on the platform. Already, the metric began to dip in the fourth quarter of 2020 as some schools started bringing kids back in for in-person learning. That's following a surge in usage to 8.5 billion hours from 3.7 billion hours at the pandemic's onset. Parents of school-age children tell me their kids often choose to log on to Roblox when they get a break from online classrooms during the day. Signing up to the company's platform is free. Roblox generates revenue by selling digital currency called Robux that players can use on its platform to buy items and gain access to restricted areas. The more time players spend on Roblox, the more they see items they want to buy. As a result, developers are incentivized to create engaging areas and neat items that get kids to spend Robux. In addition to spending less time at school during the pandemic, kids had been spending less time in extracurricular activities. All this has made more time available for them to spend on electronic devices at home, and Roblox has been a prime beneficiary. How players respond when alternate activities outside of the home are once again permitted will say something about the company's future. Investors should also note whether management provides any commentary on shifting trends of its players. What this could mean for investors. Analysts on Wall Street expect Roblox to report revenue of $533 million and earnings per share of 13 cents. Still, investing in Roblox is more of a long-term story. Certainly, quarterly results give you insight into its progress, but more importantly, those interested in the company should focus on the long-term potential. Roblox is trading at a forward price-to-sales ratio of 18, which is near the lowest level since its IPO, but still not cheap. It may be prudent for those interested in starting a position to wait to get more information. After all, This is its first quarterly report as a public company. So I hope you guys enjoyed this article, and it gives you a better overall look on what to expect in regards to Roblox come on Monday. I will go into further details into the final thoughts, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this article. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Roblox. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it closed the day at $67.90, being up 4.37% on the day. On the low, it tested $66.20, and then on the high, testing $68.48. So one of the things we need to pay attention to right away before we start taking a look at this chart, they do have earnings coming out on May the 10th, which will be coming out after hours on Monday, so there can be some volatility. If there is volatility, let's look at some possible areas where it could pull back to. So if we take a look here, I want you guys to keep an eye on this $64 level. It's an area that we ended up testing on May the 6th, and if you take a look at the RSI down below, it's at 19. So we know if it's 30 or below, it is oversold, and we're getting it at a really good deal. So that's an area to keep your eyes open if it does decide to pull back. Another area that I want you guys to keep your eye on as well is right here around this 64.50 level. It has shown in the past to bounce off of this area and not spend too much time there, so that's another area I want you guys to keep your eyes on. And it's also take a look and be aware of this particular area here right at 66.40. We saw it test 66.20. So if $66 did end up breaking, this is where you can get in at 65. But one thing I want you guys to be aware of, it is definitely on an uptrend here. As you can see, it's looking bullish, being above the 21-day EMA, and this is keeping in mind the fact that it had a strong sell-off and it's showing some signs of recovery. Do understand a lot of tech stocks have been selling off. It did have a high over here back on April the 29th at around $77, and it's been selling off very hard. So is this a sign of recovery? We're definitely going to have to wait and see. I would not be looking forward to seeing Roblox reclaim the 100-day or the 200-day come on Monday because of the volatility we're seeing in the markets. If it does end up reclaiming these particular areas, then it's definitely going to be looking very bullish. But for now, from what I'm seeing, I could definitely see a test of $66, and if that area does end up breaking, you can get in at 65. So definitely get in on that sell-off when it does occur if you're interested in this stock. So we're now on fintel.io, and we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for Roblox. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And as you can see, institutions are definitely bullish on Roblox here, even if we scroll all the way back, and this is going as far as April the 8th. We have a lot of open new positions and no closed positions whatsoever. I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but it's definitely looking bullish. So if we take a look at even May the 7th alone, which was on Friday, we have a tremendous amount of capital flowing through Roblox. So kind of give you a perspective on this, and the most notable name being BlackRock Inc., having 84,000 shares, just over that. We also have Cambridge that went in with 18,000, and we also have the High Mention Fund going in at 334,000. We also have the Harvard Management Company at 197,000 shares. Like, this is definitely looking really good in regards to recent institutional buys, and we know institutions are not going to invest heavily in companies if they do not see a potential return on investment. So let's take a look at the short interest information. As far as for the short volume ratio, it stands at 19%. So it's not that high whatsoever. It's not above 21%. So overall market sentiment, things are actually looking really good. Short shares availability stands at 3.6 million as of 23 minutes ago. And we also have a short borrow free rate, which is very low at 0.25%. The short volume ratio, it has never been over 21%, and it being at 18.8 currently. Hey, that's a high that we have seen, and this is going this back as far as April the 26th. So the fact that it's actually gone up and it's on a high, I'm really not too surprised about, because I do feel that, hey, some people are playing earnings here expecting that it could have a pullback. So that's definitely to be expected. But for the most part, institutions are looking bullish on Roblox, so we'll have to see how well it does on Monday. So for my final thoughts for Roblox, I definitely like the long-term potential of this stock, but do keep in mind, we're going to have some more volatility come Monday. Even though earnings is going to be coming out after hours, we got to keep in mind this is a stock that had a direct listing just about 2 months ago. So it's its very first earnings report. So definitely keep an eye on it if you're interested in getting into a position, and I would definitely be patient about it as well. Another thing to understand and what we want to look out for, especially from what we saw from the article, is the sticky factor. And what the sticky factor is, how long users are actually on the platform. The reason why this is key, the longer users spend time on the platform, the more money they're able to make per user. And we noticed there is a trend shift. We knew that they ended up really booming and seeing a lot of growth during the pandemic. We are starting to recover. There have been some changes. Many kids have been going back to school. Roblox is focused on pre-teens. So taking all of that into consideration, I'm really curious to see how those earning results turn out. I feel like personally it should do very well. As far as knocking it out of the park, hey, we're going to have to see. Will it be able to not beat estimates? There is a possibility of that, but in regards to, let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, I feel like on a 8 factor that they should be able to actually beat estimates. And also overall in general, if you guys want to get my opinion, in the right strategy to invest in Roblox is definitely through dollar cost averaging. Just don't go in with a whole lump sum and invest inside Roblox. You want to make sure you split up your position so you can take advantage of those fluctuations in price when they happen or if it decides to pull back. We know the current market conditions we're in when it comes to earnings, a lot of stocks are selling off, especially if they're in the tech space. So this is why I wanted to share this potential opportunity with you guys because, hey, I really like this stock. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll be talking real soon.